Hollywood measures success in dollars, but history measures it in impact. Some films arrive with enormous budgets, towering expectations, and marketing campaigns loud enough to shake the industry, only to collapse under the weight of opening weekend numbers. Critics sharpen their knives, studios panic, and the word flop gets stamped onto the poster like a permanent scarlet letter. Yet time has a strange way of rewriting reputations. Removed from financial headlines and box office charts, certain failures reveal astonishing craftsmanship, bold storytelling, and visionary direction that audiences simply weren't ready for. These are not guilty pleasures or ironic cult favorites. They are ambitious works of art that dared to swing big and missed commercially, but landed creatively. Massive risks, misunderstood tones, or marketing disasters buried them at release. Today, they stand tall as cinematic achievements that deserved far more than the receipts they earned.
The Iron Giant, 1999. Released with minimal marketing and overshadowed by bigger animated franchises, The Iron Giant quietly faltered at the box office. Directed by Brad Bird, the film tells the story of a young boy who befriends a massive alien robot during Cold War paranoia. Its hand-drawn animation radiates warmth, and its themes of choice, sacrifice, and identity carry surprising emotional weight. Rather than relying on frantic comedy or pop culture references, it unfolds with sincerity and restraint. The bond between child and machine builds gently, culminating in a finale that remains one of animation's most powerful moments. Audiences who discovered it later championed its intelligence and heart, transforming it into a beloved classic. The initial failure stemmed from poor studio promotion rather than quality. Today, it is recognized as a masterpiece of animated storytelling that deserved far greater theatrical success.
The Shawshank Redemption, 1994. Initially overlooked during its theatrical run, The Shawshank Redemption struggled to make an impact at the box office. Directed by Frank Darabont and based on a novella by Stephen King, the film tells a quiet story of endurance and friendship within prison walls. Tim Robbins and Morgan Freeman deliver performances grounded in subtlety rather than spectacle. Lacking explosive action or flashy marketing hooks, it was overshadowed by louder releases. Yet its patient storytelling, emotional depth, and unforgettable final act resonated deeply with those who discovered it. Television airings and word of mouth gradually elevated its status. What once seemed commercially disappointing evolved into one of the most cherished films ever made, consistently ranking among audience favorites worldwide. Its legacy proves that true masterpieces sometimes bloom slowly.
The Thing, 1982. Upon release, The Thing faced harsh reviews and disappointing ticket sales, overshadowed by friendlier science fiction offerings. Directed by John Carpenter, the film traps researchers in Antarctic isolation with a shape-shifting alien threat. Kurt Russell leads a cast gripped by paranoia as trust erodes. Its practical effects, grotesque and innovative, shocked audiences unprepared for such visceral horror. Rather than offering clear heroism, it emphasizes suspicion and moral ambiguity. The bleak ending refuses reassurance, leaving survival uncertain. Over decades, appreciation for its craftsmanship and atmosphere grew steadily. Its influence on horror and science fiction became undeniable. What once seemed excessively grim is now praised for technical mastery and psychological intensity. Time revealed it not as a failure, but as a landmark in genre filmmaking.
Donnie Darko, 2001. Released shortly after national tragedy and marketed ambiguously, Donnie Darko struggled commercially, despite strong performances. Directed by Richard Kelly, the film follows a troubled teenager haunted by apocalyptic visions. Jake Gyllenhaal delivers a vulnerable portrayal that anchors its surreal narrative. Blending suburban drama with time travel and psychological horror, it defied easy categorization. Audiences were unsure how to interpret its symbolism and nonlinear storytelling. Gradually, midnight screenings and home media fueled a passionate cult following. Its haunting soundtrack and existential themes resonated with viewers seeking something unconventional. Beneath the surface strangeness lies a meditation on fate, sacrifice, and adolescent alienation.
Though financially disappointing at first, it became a cultural phenomenon, illustrating how originality sometimes requires patience before recognition.
Heaven's Gate became synonymous with financial disaster upon release, nearly crippling its studio. Directed by Michael Cimino, the sprawling Western epic was criticized for excess and length. Chris Christopherson and Christopher Walken anchor a story rooted in historical conflict and social division. Its meticulous production design and painterly cinematography reveal astonishing attention to detail. Initial backlash focused on budget overruns rather than artistic merit. Subsequent restorations allowed audiences to reassess its visual grandeur and thematic ambition. The film explores class struggle and immigrant oppression with operatic intensity. What was once labeled self-indulgent is now viewed by many critics as unjustly maligned. Its legacy evolved from cautionary tale to misunderstood epic, proving that reputation can shift dramatically over time.
Speed Racer, 2008. Speed Racer dazzled visually, but faltered financially upon release. Directed by the Wachowskis, the film embraced hyper-stylized digital aesthetics that overwhelmed mainstream expectations. Emile Hirsch leads a vibrant cast through neon-saturated racing sequences that feel like living animation. Rather than grounding the adaptation in realism, it leaned fully into cartoon physics and emotional sincerity. Critics and audiences were divided, unsure how to process its unapologetic artificiality. Over time, re-evaluation highlighted its groundbreaking visual experimentation and thematic optimism. Its exploration of integrity versus corporate corruption resonates more clearly in hindsight. What once appeared chaotic now reads as boldly ahead of its time. Speed Racer stands as proof that creative vision sometimes outruns commercial readiness, eventually finding appreciation beyond initial numbers.
Fight Club, 1999. Controversial marketing and divisive themes hindered Fight Club at the box office upon release. Directed by David Fincher and based on the novel by Chuck Palahniuk, the film explores consumerism, masculinity, and identity crisis through anarchic intensity. Edward Norton and Brad Pitt create a volatile dynamic that propels the narrative into psychological chaos. Audiences expecting a straightforward action drama instead encountered biting satire and existential commentary. Its dark tone and subversive message confused initial viewers and critics. Home video and cultural reappraisal transformed it into a generational touchstone. Beneath the surface violence lies a meticulously constructed critique of modern alienation. What once appeared reckless now reads as daringly prophetic, cementing its place as one of the most influential films of its era.
Children of Men, 2006. Despite critical acclaim, Children of Men underperformed financially upon release. Directed by Alfonso Cuarón, the film envisions a near future where humanity faces extinction due to global infertility. Clive Owen anchors the narrative with weary determination as society collapses around him. The film's groundbreaking long takes, particularly its harrowing urban warfare sequence, create immersive tension rarely seen in mainstream cinema. Rather than focusing solely on spectacle, it explores hope, faith, and moral responsibility amid despair. Audiences may have expected a conventional dystopian thriller, but instead encountered a bleak, contemplative meditation on survival. Its grim realism and refusal to offer easy comfort limited mass appeal. Over time, its technical brilliance and thematic urgency earned widespread recognition. It now stands as one of the most visionary science fiction films of the 21st century.
Dread, 2012. Despite positive reviews, Dread failed to generate strong box office returns. Directed by Pete Travis and written by Alex Starland, the film reimagines the comic book character with gritty authenticity. Carl Urban embodies the stoic law enforcer without removing his helmet, emphasizing character over vanity. The confined high-rise setting intensifies tension, turning each floor into a battleground. Its stylized slow-motion sequences contrast brutal violence with unexpected beauty. Marketing struggled to differentiate it from other action films, limiting its reach. Over time, fans praised its commitment to tone and world-building. What once seemed like another failed franchise attempt is now admired as one of the strongest comic adaptations of its decade. Its disciplined focus and unflinching style elevated it beyond typical genre fare. Financial disappointment does not erase artistic achievement. These films remind us that box office numbers capture only a fleeting moment in time, shaped by marketing, competition, and audience expectations. True mastery often reveals itself gradually through reevaluation and cultural rediscovery. What was once dismissed as indulgent, strange, or misjudged can later feel visionary and courageous. Each of these titles took risks that safer productions avoided, prioritizing creativity over formula. Though studios may have measured them as losses, cinema history has measured them differently. Their influence endures in visual style, storytelling ambition, and thematic depth. Audiences who revisit them often discover layers unnoticed during their initial release. Time has transformed commercial failure into artistic triumph. Ultimately, these masterpieces prove that greatness cannot always be quantified in revenue. Sometimes the boldest visions need distance before the world catches up and recognizes what was there all along.